last Saturday. My hats go off to our football team, our kids, being resilient, being tough, fighting back from a rough one. I mean, Jerry's got all kinds of darn stats. What happens, Jerry? We just did that for your stats. We don't really care. Our kids came to play. It was a little different. I'm not so sure. Last week we were so high and so excited, and this week we weren't as excited before the game, but we came out and executed against a really good football team. I mean, that offense is no joke. They're a good football team that scored a ton of points a week ago against a fast and athletic South Florida football team. So I'm just proud of our kids. They took coaching. We got a lot of details cleaned up from a week ago. I thought our special teams played great. Started off our first, we called our Rangers our punt return group. They want to fake a punt, and they do a great job of stuffing it. Jimmy Badura had a great play on that one. He's been a great special teams player for us so far this year. But and then even the blocking that we did on the last hands team was excellent, where they couldn't even get to the ball. Took an unbelievable bounce, but went out of bounds. So I'm happy with all three phases. Still in the second half, some details that we still have to clean up. I mean, just critical penalties at crazy times. I mean, that third down stop in the first drive defensively. I don't think it's a face mask when, last time I looked, the face mask's not up here. It's a fumble. We got the ball. All of a sudden they got a first down and take the drive down for a touchdown. So little things like that we can't continue to do. But we're 1-0 in the ACC. That's where we want to be, and we'll work on the next. Questions?
Coach, how important was it to rebound back today with a big win?
Well, I mean, I guess I already started talking about that. It's important. I mean, it's important how we respond, And even at halftime, I talked about maturity and, what are we all about as a football team? Who are we? We're going to, be able to handle the success. I mean, you talk about handling adversity. All of a sudden you have, 30 minutes of success, and can you handle success? And then all of a sudden there's some adversity, and we handle the adversity as well. We get a first down at the end. I mean, in a critical, they got 3 timeouts left with 39 seconds. Offense did a good job at eating up the clock and getting a first down, running the ball down their throat, and that's how you win football games. So, it's important to bounce back, and again, it shows you what kind of football team we've got.
And how far into the halftime did you know Kenny would come out for the second half?
I knew immediately. I mean, we didn't have any, Kenny. I'm gonna, I get mad at him. I mean, I think Rodgers got hurt last week in the NFL game with his plant leg. And that was a plant leg problem there. And he wears like knee braces. You guys know that he's been in practice every day. He wears a knee brace every day in practice. And he'll wear a knee brace. Matter of fact, if any of you guys find out he's not out there with a knee brace on, let me know. But that plant foot is vulnerable. And we did that at Michigan State when I was there. I was the one saying, listen, coach, I get scared. Our defensive guys getting too close to our quarterback. We got to protect that guy's plant leg. And they've done it for years there. And Kenny's going to wear that knee brace. So we dodged the bullet, really. He's healthy, and but he likes to go run, and he wants to feel clean, but that ain't gonna happen. I'll tape that thing to his leg.
Do you feel like he made a lot of progress from last week to this week?
I do. I mean, that was a good football team, and we talked about possibly making your biggest improvement from week 1 to week 2. Well, I don't know if we got challenged in week 1, but we certainly got challenged in week 2, and I think we made some major improvements against a good football team. Georgia Tech's a good football team. I mean, the 3 and outs that our defense pulled up in the first half were incredible. I mean, that was maybe one of the best defensive performances in the first half is you're going to see. I mean, when you go 3 and out 4 times or whatever it was, 4 of the 6 drives, and that's incredible.
Ed, was that an accumulation of, you talked about practicing against that during the over the summer, and then obviously this week? I mean, did you see sort of all that kind of come together?
No doubt about it. I mean, I think our kids felt comfortable. Randy Bates and the defense staff, Rob Harley and Charlie Partridge and Coach Collins and Coach Hunt, they all did a great job. They knew what they were doing. We were detailed. I mean, we've looked at 3 years of tape. But again, as much as you stop in the first half, they come out in the second half and they do some different things of motioning out there, getting your numbers and blocking the safety out of a trips formation. And they do some things. So our kids did, we had a couple busts out there in the second half because we adjusted, we adjusted our coverage a little bit, which I was a little scared to death. I mean, Charlie Partridge comes up and says, hey, I just got to give you a heads up. We're changing something that's drastic. And I was like, oh, golly, really? And a couple guys made some busts on it in a series, but it did help us in the long run. Matter of fact, I think Felipe got a pick on that coverage that we kind of tweaked. So, heck of a job by him. Yes.
Hi, Coach. You've had 2 players with injuries, light injuries. What are their statuses right now?
I don't talk about injuries. You must be new.
I am new. I saw they walked off the field.
They walked off the field. They both finished the game. So 23-8. They finished the game and they're fine.
Pat, your offense 4 5 of 12 on third down. It didn't seem like you were in third and long a lot. You were in third and manageable. Did you feel like that was one area of the offense that maybe didn't rise to your level of expectation?
You know what, you look at it and, we'll see. I mean, I think we, threw some balls a little short, even the first third down. Kenny throws it behind him and whatever, but, I'm not going to nitpick on those things. We got to get better. Sometimes you have some routes that are run wrong around depth and all that, but, we'll take the win.
Pat, when you have a kid like Kirk go through what he did last week, what was it like to go through that with him and try to get him ready for this game and to see how he performed his bounce back?
Yeah, I don't know what his average was. Looks like 39 yards, 6 punts, but again, it wasn't just him. I mean, I was just excited for all those guys. I mean, that snap is important. We got our holder back. All those things are important. The guys get used to being with that same guy. And it was great to see all of them bounce back. I mean, I thought the snaps by Cal were great. Obviously, Jake's holds were great. The kicks were great, and Kirk cut all his punts, which we expect him to do. And so he played well. I think he's just going to continue to get better. And you live and learn. And I'm just glad our guys have learned from the situation. We got over it, and we move on to the next week.
I know they scored on it, but you punt them down and pin them at the 1 yard line. It took a lot of time for them to score, and that ended up being a big factor.
Yeah, it was a long drive. They got us probably the time possession on that 99-yard drive. They were, I think it was a 2-score game at that time, maybe even 3.
But that's a big difference at the 1 rather than the 20.
Yeah, the 25, yeah, it was
25.
huge. It was great to stop. Really should have had Aaron Matthews, the other gunner, get down. He should have been the one to down it. We only had one gunner down there. So just little details like that maybe you don't see. Oh, that's a great job. Aaron, go all the way to the goal line. Make sure you stop the ball. It's a sky punt, blue kick.
Pat, in your all's first 3 games this season, you all have scored 60 points in the first half and 3 in the second half. What to you explains sort of that drastic difference, and what are you seeing in the second half offense that it just isn't quite up to par?
I think it's just details of a call, details of a execution. It just takes one guy to mess a play up, we should return. We get a sudden change situation. We got the ball. Felipe gets the ball on an interception, and we got the ball at the 30. We throw a pick. I mean, it's those things. Drive stoppers that we've got to continue to clean up. There's always something. But again, give the defense credit for making some adjustments as well, and maybe doing some things better.
Yeah, is Kenny going to wear the brace in games too, the rest of the season?
Yeah, I thought he was.
Practice in game?
I mean, me and Coach Watson talked about it yesterday. Practice in games. Me and Coach Watson talked about it probably last night or something. Like, hey, Kenny wants to wear, Kenny doesn't want to wear the knee brace. And I'm like, I don't care what Kenny wants to do. Kenny's going to wear that knee brace. And then when he went down, I'm like, Coach Watts, where's his knee brace at? And again, I don't look for knee braces. I don't check to see if guys are wearing gloves. I got to be the equipment police.
Pat, your defense seemed to do a good job forcing Marshall to really go through his progressions and get the ball out of his hands on the pitch. Was that just, everybody sticking to their keys on those plays?
It was. I mean, there was some great discipline going on. They changed some blocking again. We call it a tarp block, where they arc release the offensive tackle to get, Wirginis, who was so active in the lane, in the quarterback lane. So they started arc releasing him, and so just again another great job again by Paul Johnson, just adjusting what we're getting in the pitch lane with the mic, and our kids did a great job executing option football. Got to be disciplined.
Quadri Ellison has been extremely consistent for 3 games. How do you feel like he's better than he was a year ago, or just what's leading to him being so consistently good?
You know what? I can't tell what it is. By just the naked eye. I mean, number one, it starts with his attitude. He's got a great attitude. He's become a leader. Our guys obviously chose him as a game captain. Our captains did. He's just taken over. He's come a long way. Now, I tell you what, Darren Hall had some great runs as well. I mean, Darren Hall, I was like, keep running that guy too. It's like we should play both of them at the same time. Darren Hall is a great back, and both those guys, we want to get both of those guys going. And I think really Darren Hall had a great game too. I don't know what he rushed for. Looks like 29 yards on just 7 carries. So Darren Hall's a great back too.
What a final question before we get to your player reps. Anything else? Thank you very much.